So the medical community has tried to warn legislators about their forced birth policies.
Doctors in anti-choice states are already talking about the fear that they have around the strain that this is going to put on NICUs. And so there's a lot of concern that there's going to be staff shortages. They won't have enough, incubators, ventilators. It is going to be a huge, horrible issue.
Do you remember that lawsuit from the ex-husband suing his ex-wife's 3 friends who helped her get an abortion? Well, now there's a countersuit.
Maternal and infant death rates are dramatically higher in states that ban or restrict abortion.
It's very, very abusive. He constantly sought to isolate her from her friends, and one of his favorite things was to take or hide her car keys. And before she had the abortion, he found the pills in his wife's purse while secretly searching it, and then put it back. He took photos of her texts because he wanted her to take it so he could then blackmail her into staying with him.
Conservatives are definitely making a push to end no-fault divorce, and essentially anyone who wants to leave a marriage will need the permission of the partner that they're trying to leave in order to dissolve that marriage. I also want to point out that at the same time, they are trying to take away abortion rights across many states as well, and it's usually the same states, and those two things are connected. Because child marriage is still legal in 43 states in the United States.
Half of the OBGYNs in the state are either leaving or really seriously considering leaving.
Less than 2 weeks after Brittany took the abortion medication, Silva confronted her about it. Brittany texted her friend that he was threatening to have her thrown in jail if she did not give herself to him mind, body, and soul.
The report also finds that the rate of women dying in pregnancy, childbirth, or postpartum increased twice as fast.
In addition to this, 20 of those 43 states where child marriage is legal has no minimum age.
Maternal death rates among states were 62% higher in the states with abortion restrictions.
When you mix this with the religiosity in certain communities that see being pregnant out of wedlock as a worse crime, a worse sin than rape, a lot of men are securing themselves child brides via rape and impregnation of children.
Multiple hospitals have shut down their maternity wards.
And while many of states are feeling it, South Carolina is really feeling it. Labor and delivery services have just been paused at Lorenz Hospital due to politicians' open hostility against women and threatening doctors with their freedom and their ability to practice. There are now 15 counties in South Carolina that do not have a single OBGYN.
In light of these doctors leaving hospitals, closing down their maternity wards, and finding out that in between 2019 and 2020, Idaho's maternal mortality rate doubled, they decided to end the state's maternal mortality review committee.
A husband using a state abortion ban as a way to threaten his wife and her friends with legal liability if she leaves him is using the law exactly as it was meant to be used, as a state enforcement mechanism for men's private control over women.
These men are trying to turn back the wheels of time and make marriage a hostage situation.
These are fetal and infant deaths in the first week of life were 15% higher in abortion restriction states.
Brain drain is when healthcare workers flee the state due to draconian policies that put their patients at risk. But not only that, puts their life and their freedom at risk.
Now that we're in a post-Roe America, the concern is that those death rates could get even worse. That's because some providers might be hesitant to practice in states with these restrictions. That would then limit the number of providers available to women expecting and to their babies. And if you don't have that access to care, that can increase the risk of maternal and infant mortality.
This is not pro-life.
Bodily autonomy is more than just reproductive rights. All of these things are interconnected. This is why many conservatives, although they claim to be for the children, and that's why they're pro-forced birth, are doing nothing about this flagrant human rights violation and this human trafficking called child marriage.
Don't let them ever tell you that they give a shit about life or women.